Hi everyone, it's Kaylee. Welcome back to my channel in another vlog style video. It's gonna be a little mid-month vlog. I've definitely been doing monthly vlogs lately, but I think you're gonna get a few this month. This is just gonna be a few days of my life. I have some fun stuff planned here in the city. I have some new style and fashion pieces to share with you. Some home stuff as well. I'm like really starting the process of designing our kitchen renovation. I think this is just gonna be like a chill, chatty video. Some in the city, some upstate. If you want to see more of this content, definitely make sure to subscribe and like this video. Remember when I tried to tone the red out of my hair professionally at a salon? Can't say it worked so well. In some light it still looks so red. I guess it's kind of on trend right now, like the copper hair is such a thing. But I have some new shoes to share with you guys from the sponsor of this video, VIVAIA. These shoes are also chic, and a couple of them are items that I've really been searching for, and I love that VIVAIA is both sustainable and also affordable. I also have to look up a coupon code for you guys that they offered. They're giving you 12% off with the code Kaylee12 from their entire site. So I'm gonna have links to the shoes that I'm sharing below, and also just a site link if you're in the market for anything. If you watched one of my recent videos, it was titled like Finding My Personal Style Again, and I was just trying on outfits with you guys. You know that I shared that I really wanted a black kitten heel. I had another heel that was kind of similar, but it was just a little bit too high and honestly not that comfy, at least in comparison to these. These are the most comfortable heels I've ever put on. They have this squishy padded inside and a lot of arch support, and these are their pointed toe kitten heels in black. So what's really cool about VIVAIA is that all of their products are made using recycled materials and 3D technology. The team has established a zero waste process to create a seamless 3D knit design. And each pair of their shoes is a reincarnation of 6 plastic bottles that are kept out of the landfill or the ocean. And their packaging is also created using 100% recycled cardboard. The next shoe I picked out is their square toe wedge mule. I've really been loving a mule lately. Got these in dark chocolate. I love a brown pop and an otherwise black outfit. I'm all for mixing brown and black. But again, these are so cushioned, and they also offer this arch support. I'm typically a half size and 8.5. I did size up to a 9 in all these shoes, especially in the mule because I hate the look of my heel hanging over any open back shoe. And the 9 fits me perfectly. VIVAIA also offers 30-day free returns and exchanges. So if your shoe doesn't work, trust that you can return or exchange them. And then the last pair of shoes I got are so on trend right now. These are their square-toed Mary Janes. I got them in black. They're quite bendy. I think these are so perfect in like a work or office setting. If you're a professor or teacher or a service worker where you're on your feet all day and you still want to wear something chic, I think something like this would be perfect. And VIVAIA has so many great flats and workwear options. You can even see here that they have some extra cushioning at the heel to prevent blisters. They're also pretty affordable. For example, the square-toed Mary Janes are $97, and that's before the 12% discount VIVAIA is offering you guys. The wedge mules are also $97 and come in multiple colors, and the kitten heels are $139 before my discount. These honestly remind me so much of the brand Kate's kitten heels that are like 7 or 8 times the price, and I think they're so chic. Even with something more casual like jeans. I think I'm actually gonna wear these to an October wedding. So I wanted to thank VIVAIA again for working with me on this video. If you guys want to check out any of the shoes or do any like fall, back to school, back to work shopping, I'll have all the links below along with that 12% discount. The code is Kaylee12. For the rest of the day, I need to do some work admin stuff. I also need to sort out some things for Upstate. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, we're really in the process of planning out our kitchen renovation, and things have been expedited a little bit because over the weekend when we were upstate, our dishwasher broke. And with how much hosting we do and like big feasts that we do for our friends and family up there, really need a dishwasher. So thankfully the old dishwasher broke during the Labor Day sales, so we were able to take advantage on Home Depot, and we also went ahead and ordered our fridge for that reason. And I've kind of had these appliances in mind to go with our kitchen for a while, and I think we ended up saving like $2,000 because of the Labor Day deals. And it's things that we would have to buy eventually, but the appliances are going to be installed in our old kitchen for now. I think they're gonna make it look a lot better in the meantime though. I've mentioned before and in one of the last videos, you actually saw us visit a showroom. We visited the Reform Kitchen showrooms. It's a Danish brand. I think, fingers crossed, we're going to be partnering with them on our kitchen renovation. You guys know I've really been trying to venture into the design world as like a next step in my career, real estate and interior design, and I believe it's not contracted out yet, so I probably shouldn't speak too soon, but I'm still gonna get one of their kitchens whether we're working with them or not. But I believe that we are working with Reform on our kitchen renovation in exchange for them doing a home tour when our place is done. So I'm building out the decks for that today. There's so much good inspiration on their website of all the home tours and visits that they do. But it's definitely like a high pressure kind of thing, for me at least. I've loved their brand and I've followed them for so long. So that's what's going on. Last night, Siggy was having a bit of a boys' night where everyone was over playing, I don't know if you guys know this card game. They're obsessed with Magic the Gathering. I guess they played as kids and now they're obsessed with playing it again. And while they were doing that, which is, it's a game that I've tried to learn. I kind of know what's going on, but I definitely can't hang with them. So I was doing my own thing. And it was boys' night anyways. I've had it on my to-do list for a while to start a trial to Spoke. Basically, it's a very user-friendly design platform where you can create floor plans and room designs, and I was just kind of messing around with it last night, learning how it works. I just like recreated this room a bit, roughly, without some of the real items. And it was fun, although I will say, while it is very user-friendly, and I will say I haven't tried the floor plan feature yet, I've only tried to like recreate this room as a way of learning the platform. I think if you know like basic Photoshop skills, even on Canva, I've completely converted to just using Canva. It's so much faster than Photoshop or InDesign. You could probably do it on there and lower your subscription cost, but if you're like an interior design sort of geek or just hobbyist, it's definitely worth looking into Spoke, even just like following them on social media. So many real interior designers use their platform. That's what I was doing last night. I'm not going to use it for the kitchen stuff though. I'll show you how it goes. I'm very sleepy. Laszlo's had a yeast infection in his armpit and it's made him lose some hair. We're having to take care of it. I'll leave you alone. Our fig tree has gotten so big since we've moved to this place. Loves the floor to ceiling windows in here. I am gonna try the trick where I mix some coffee grounds and my plants that aren't doing so well. So I have our leftover coffee from our machine. There are plants that died on me, but they have started coming back. Like especially here, that's already flowering. I'm not sure if these are ever gonna come back, but I've just been trying to take good care of them. I am heading out to a presentation this morning. I am wearing this vintage Isimiaki Skyline Racing Team shirt, old Bottega bag, nylon Our Legacy skirt, and fry boots. Get ready with me. Coffee here. I had kind of a, I would say a ruined morning this morning. I was planning on going to meet up with one of our friends at Prospect Park for off-leash hours with our dogs. Say one of my friends, she's like triple my age, but I really consider her one of my friends, and I just met her through our dogs, which is funny. But I told her I would meet up with her at the park today. Then there was just such insane traffic and just like some horrible stuff going on, so I didn't even end up making it there. I was in the car for like 2 hours when it should have been like 20 minutes. So that was my morning, but we're turning the day around and I thought I would get ready with you guys. So as you probably know from me chatting about that, I'm in the city this week. I have like some work stuff going on for Fashion Week, a really small amount though. I used to go to stuff more when I was younger, but now I honestly don't go to anything unless I'm super into or interested in the brand, it's a friends thing, or I'm getting paid, because I do other stuff for work than this too. I try to only go to things if it feels authentic, because there's always somebody that I would rather go if they actually want to go. Also, I ran out of my foundation, and yesterday when I was out, I popped into Blue Mercury and I wanted to buy the Chantecaille Just Skin. I used to use that and really liked it like years ago. I kind of forgot it's like $90. And then I had this memory that I've been seeing this e.l.f. foundation all over TikTok. It's $6. A lot of people are talking about how much they like it. And I was like, I am gonna go pick up that and we're gonna try it out. This is their Flawless Satin Foundation. I haven't had any e.l.f. products since I was a teenager, but I really like Well People, which is owned by the same group, and their formulations are so great. It's also cruelty-free, which is sometimes kind of hard to find at the drugstore. It's maybe a little light for my skin, I can already see, but we're gonna try it out. I honestly think it looks pretty good. I'm not usually a foundation girl anymore. I mainly do like tinted serums or tinted moisturizers. This doesn't seem too heavy. It definitely seems like buildable. I'm gonna do some bronzer because it's a little light for my skin. I also got this when I was at the drugstore. I was shocked when I saw this. Again, I'm not really in the makeup world anymore, but is this not a naked palette? Like an Urban Decay naked palette? Do they still sell those? Those were all the rage in high school. The foundation definitely covered up most of my dark circles. I've been going out so much over the weekend. I had my friend Lexi in town, you guys probably know. I'm going out with her. I've been hosting so much. I went to VTSS at Elsewhere the other night, and that set didn't go on till 2 a.m. We've also had some friends going through things, so we've had people like staying with us and hosting a lot, but I always love welcoming people in. It's a quality I really admire when people can do that well. It reminds me so much of my grandparents who have now passed away. I spent so much of my time at their place as a child. They were definitely like parental figures for me, and they were just always welcoming in anybody who needed it. They were such a big part of their community, inviting people over for the holidays, helping out in any way that they can. They were low income. My grandmother was extremely sick for most of her life, and she still managed to do that so well. And it's definitely something that I really respect in people. I really aspire to be like that as I get older. After I'm finished getting ready here, I also want to have a chat on my business, how I'm feeling lately, talk about some things that I've never talked about. I think it's been a long enough time and I'm feeling inspired. The foundation's definitely a lot more matte than I normally do, but I think it looks good, especially for a $6 foundation. So I haven't chatted on YouTube or on much of social media, honestly, about my brand in a while, and I've been getting some questions, and honestly, it's been something that I've been questioning myself as well. If you guys are new here, maybe you don't know, I have a fashion brand called Stadsballett. I started it about 6 years ago with my ex-boyfriend. It was definitely a dream of mine. I've always wanted to be a business owner. I still always want to be a business owner. I've just been having a lot of thoughts lately, and I'm definitely not quitting the business. I've just been reflecting, having some conflicting thoughts, and I thought I would just chat with you guys about it, especially because I've been getting a lot of questions. So if you don't know what Stadsballett is, it's a gender-neutral contemporary fashion brand. We do accessories and clothes. Most of the pieces are basics that are designed to fit in your wardrobe, stand time. We have a big focus on sustainability. We make everything locally. We aim to do things in small batches. A lot of recycled materials, dead stock materials, organic materials. Things that we make definitely go through a rigorous process, and we don't make new styles that often. I'm sure I've been sharing some stuff on the screen so you get an idea of the vibe. It's been such a fun process having the business, but it's definitely felt a little bit tainted in recent years. To give you some backstory, which I know a lot of you guys know, so I'll be quick, but I started it with my partner at the time. It was something we were both interested in. I'm so glad I had a partner to start the brand with, but he hasn't been an active part of the business for a little over 4 years now, which is kind of crazy. So he was only really a part of it for 2 years. But the thing that's still always a dilemma in my head, and kind of has been for a while, is that we both still own 50% of the company, which is a huge amount financially. Having the business has completely changed my life. I definitely still view it as my baby in a lot of ways, but I'd be lying if I haven't started to feel bitter about the whole thing in the last year. It's kind of funny how that works, the delayed reaction. I think when he quit, I was definitely still so in building mode for the business that I was not ready to quit. We were just starting to see a profit. We were doing losses for the first couple of years, which is very normal. But since he quit, we've been doing so well, and it's honestly just been me working on it. And with him still owning 50%, you know how the financials go with that. I'm really not one to overshare. I just think it's been a long enough time that I can like kind of share my story about it. Basically, in summary, he just refuses to give up his 50% portion without being bought out at a ridiculous rate. If you're not kind of in the entrepreneur business world, which he very much so is, I've always desired to be in that world, but he comes from a family of business people. I'm definitely the first person in my family, and there's absolutely no fault for that, but he wants his money for the business. But basically how it generally works is for fashion companies, the buyout price is around 7 times the yearly revenue. And that's an amount of money that I don't have, an amount of money that I don't feel comfortable giving to him. I would feel so bitter about that, especially because the revenue has increased so much since he quit working on it. Which this is totally at my fault too. I was 21 when we started the business. Maybe I was actually 20. I think I was actually 20. Now I'm 26. And how we set it up to begin with was that nothing can really happen unless we both agree. My only real option to like solve this dilemma has been quitting or giving him an absurd amount of money. Like the sale price is definitely in the 7 figures, which like I said, I don't have. And if I did have, I don't think I'd want to give my money to him after the whole process. I've definitely offered buying out like his contribution to the business financially, but it's never been something that he's wanted to entertain. And I would say for the first few years, I was like so stuck on making it work by myself, proving that I could do it by myself, proving that I could grow it by myself, which I did. I cared so deeply about making it work, and for the past year, I have not cared so deeply anymore. I still love it. Yeah, the bitterness has just hit me a lot later, and I've definitely felt like I'm building something for my ex-boyfriend to profit off of, which is not a fun feeling, especially like thinking about having a family in the future, anything like that. Like I don't want my ex taking money from my family's pocket. And that's kind of my mindset in recent months in the last year. And I come to this conversation because one of my tasks today is to offload some of our sample inventory that I've just been like slowly getting rid of. The sample sales on our social media just to like make some more room, also raise some cash for future inventory. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about just like quitting altogether and starting something new on my own in the last year, but I don't think I'm really ready to do that yet. In the meantime, gotta raise some more money. It's not really raising because we're selling off our inventory to get the money. But yeah, I definitely had the idea that I might not produce anything again. And I've been trying to let go of the bitterness because it is something that I still enjoy so much. I definitely don't feel any type of way when I'm interacting with customers in our community. Not even necessarily customers. We've built such a great community around the brand. I've met so many amazing people. I know so many people who have made friends through our brand and social media. That's definitely the best thing about the business for me. Any like pop-up or IRL has just been the most special thing ever. Even like how I was just talking about my grandparents bringing together community. It's really the most important thing to me when I think about any future business that I want to create. That's definitely the focus of it. I think on anything in the future that I start, it's not really going to be a fashion brand, at least not solely a fashion brand. I've had a lot of ideas. I've definitely seen several businesses in like the last year that have popped up that I think are so amazing. Yeah, they're always based on community. I think that kind of answers your question on like what's going on with the business. I definitely was considering quitting for a while. I think kind of in like therapy speak terms, it feels like both options are abandoning myself in a way, but it's really not so black and white. And with that stuff removed, I enjoy what I do so much. Sometimes you just have to accept the situations that you put yourself in. And I have to kind of give grace for my younger self. I don't regret anything at all. I think like I said, like 20-year-old me, I had no experience with what I was doing at all. I couldn't even fathom what our business would become. I think in my head, the business would maybe make like a few $1,000s a month in revenue, and on our best months, we've done 6 figures in revenue. Money's definitely not the most important thing. And for me, even, it's like not about the money. It's just like a principle thing for me, a character thing about treating someone you once cared about or do care about. It's a really strange sort of thing. I also saved a quote the other day. It wasn't even necessarily a quote. I was watching a TikTok by Chelsea Fagan, if you guys follow The Financial Diet, and she was talking about her book that she self-published. And she was basically saying, you'll be more successful when you stop catering to establishment. And I found that so true from having my own business, especially considering it's Fashion Week, like seeing so many really small brands do the whole dance, spend so much money doing the whole dance, and catering so much to establishment when they could be catering to their customers and their community. I really do feel like nowadays, the return on investment from the establishment, obviously there's outliers, is not good. It's not good. Even Chelsea, she was talking about just like the financial difference in self-publishing her book and how so many people want to be published by a major house because a validation thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I think that's my greatest piece of advice to anyone wanting to start a business is you really just like gotta put your head down. It's okay to do things your own way, and you can gain validation in so many other ways. Financial, from people in real life. You don't need to be like on Forbes 30 under 30 that everyone pays for, or whatever. There's so many examples of that. I wanted to share that little bit. Maybe I'll also have a quick chat of what I've been feeling would be my next direction in the next 5 years. I'm usually really not one for sharing anything before it's like signed, sealed, delivered, basically. It's just something that I've been ideating. I feel like for a long time, actually, just I don't know how it's gonna come to fruition yet. I have 2 examples that come to mind when I'm thinking about this. If you guys live in Brooklyn, you've probably seen the coffee shop Rhythm Zero. It's a new business. It's in Greenpoint. It's beautiful, and the drinks and food selection is really good too. Number 1, the workers are really nice. So many beautiful places that look like this coffee shop, the workers are not nice. And it's very mean girl, mean boy energy when you walk into some of these places. And Rhythm Zero is very welcoming, very community-based. It also acts as an art gallery. They refurnish and restyle the store regularly, and they sell off their vintage pieces, so it actually acts as like a vintage homeware store. They just did a partnership with Nike where they were doing workout classes with coffee afterwards in the shop, and it's definitely a meeting point for people. In recent years, I've just really loved businesses that wear multiple hats. I think especially in New York, to have a storefront, it's sort of the way to survive. Another kind of totally different business that's actually by an influencer, if you guys follow Lindsay Holland. She started a surf and wellness retreat called Marnie Ray's. And listen, I'm not a surfer. I've tried it before. I'm friends with a lot of people in the surf community. And I will say it's a very intimidating community to enter into, especially as a woman. And I think what Lindsay has done is so special. She takes everyone to a beautiful place in Portugal, and it's basically like a beginner surf retreat. They eat beautiful food, they're in this beautiful place. Again, I don't know that much about surfing, but to me it feels like a very untapped market. Like so many of those people probably would never learn to surf otherwise, because it's one of the most intimidating things ever if you're an average person. And it's a safe space, it's welcoming, generates community, and it's beautiful. I can't lie, I care a lot about aesthetics, so things being beautiful are also very important to me. I list off plenty of other examples, but those are some that come to the top of my head. For me personally, I really aspire to do something in upstate New York, where my house is. There's a really thriving, growing artist community in the area that I'm in, and there's been so many new places pop up. People are so supportive in the area. I'd really love to do something that's not so online. Like, I still want to be online. Like, for right now, I have an online business and I do this, so it'd be really cool to have some sort of brick and mortar location to cultivate, maybe be a storefront still in some way, a restaurant, I don't know. I have a lot of ideas, and that's exactly where I'd rather put my capital than buying out my business. So that's my conversation on that. So like for example, this is a sample and being sold in our warehouse sale because it came out of production like this. Not something you'd really notice otherwise, but it's definitely something that our factory catches for us, which is really great. A couple days later now, I actually just got Upstate because, as I mentioned before, we have been getting some appliances delivered. I just got our new dishwasher installed, which it's kind of weird that it's installed in our old kitchen, but it even makes our old kitchen look so much better for the time being. And we'll just have it reinstalled when we get our new cabinets. I wanted to show you our kitchen proposal that I mentioned before. Maybe this also gives you an insight on how to pitch to brands. I think you can totally still pitch to brands as like a UGC creator. You don't even have to have a lot of followers, just if you have a vision. A lot of brands are looking for content. So here's my proposal. I pretty much just create everything on Canva because it's so much easier and faster than using Photoshop or InDesign. The color isn't as true on my camera, but when I'm pitching for something, this is generally the type of doc that I create. So I have like a little brief bio about me and analytics. Made a quick little page about the space, although I don't have that much to share because it's not done yet. So because of that, I did a renovation mood board. You guys can see here. And I think this fits the vibe that we're going for in the house pretty well. And I also have the materials we're looking to use for our kitchen with an inspiration photo. This is actually from the New York showroom. And just some up close of the cabinets. And then I also have our current kitchen and a really brief summary of what we're planning to do in here. So that's just a look at how I often pitch for things. If you've never used Canva before, to get access to a bunch of templates, it is something that you need to pay for. But I created this so quickly from a template, just from dragging and dropping things in, and you can make it look quite professional that way. You can save your own branding and color schemes, and it's really easy. I definitely suggest it as a business tool. I feel like it's just completely changed the game. I'm sure so many graphic designers hate it, which I get. It's made the average person able to do this. And if you're not well versed in Adobe programs, they can be super like finicky, and I know for me personally, I wasn't actually taught how to use most of them, so I just use a lot of workarounds, and I've kind of taught myself, and it just takes me too long, and usually I want to be efficient. So I'm just here working today. It's so nice outside. It really feels like fall up here. I can't believe the leaves are already starting to change, but it's just because of the elevation difference from here in the city. I also just want to say I've been feeling a lot better since we had our little conversation about the business yesterday. I also ended up doing that sample flash sale with that small amount of inventory that we still had. Oh, you're falling. Which I just did a flash sale on Instagram, so I got to talk to so many customers, and the demand was so crazy for it. It really revived me because, as we spoke about, what I enjoy the most about the business is really having a community aspect and getting to chat with people. A part of it is just so lovely. I think I've been so hesitant to share anything for a long time, but I've just realized, like, why am I hiding the truth for years? I don't know. I decided to get started on popcorn ceiling removal. You're set up vertically because I'm filming a TikTok. Sometimes I'm just feeling it. I'm in the area that we've been avoiding. It's so big. I think I'm just gonna get going on half of it today. Ideally, we'll see how it goes. I'm taking a break. I'm pretty gross. I feel like in the past I've thought I needed a hairnet, but this ceiling is a lot drier than some of the other popcorn ceiling we've done in the house. Some of it's been much more messy than others, but thankfully this room being the biggest room, it seems the easiest to pull off. So I hope it stays that way. I'm like a fifth of the way done maybe with removing it, and then you have to paint. Thankfully doesn't seem like we're really gonna have to make any repairs. We're just gonna be able to paint over at least what I have removed so far. And yes, I should be wearing a mask when I do it. I didn't clarify this earlier, but we have had it tested for asbestos and there's none. It's not poisonous, it's just dusty and kind of gross. Like I can't breathe when I wear the mask when I'm doing it because you get so hot and sweaty. Like it's a crazy arm workout doing it. And your neck is all craned and whatever. Definitely respect for people that do this stuff as their everyday job. But I'm just taking a little break and get back to it. Nope. One thing I did not discuss with you guys yet is us getting another dog. We really want another Vizsla. I think in the most ideal world, it's a puppy. We also did apply to adopt a girl that's a bit older than Laszlo. That's a Vizsla in the area, but I don't think we're gonna get her, unfortunately. But I think he just needs a friend. I also think he would really love a puppy because he's obsessed with small dogs and he's quite gentle. He loves to do this thing where the ball is not brought directly to me. He makes me fetch as well.